Welcome to TESOL-Bytes, where we serve you GIS in small bites. Today we'll be covering ArcGIS Pro Unsupervised Classification.
In this video, I will discuss what is unsupervised classification and how to use it. This classification is where you let the computer decide which classes are present in your image based on statistical differences in the spectral characteristics of pixels. They are not useful for studying spatial information such as size, shape, or texture, as it is solely based on spectral values. In this video, we will be using a multispectral image of Northern Houston area. We will be using the classification wizard in this exercise. It is located under Imagery, right here. In the image classification wizard window, first step is Configure. First, we will choose our classification method, unsupervised, and then we are going to use the pixel-based classification type.
Our goal is to classify this area into two broad classes, pervious and impervious surfaces. We will start with this default schema option here. In the following steps, I will create two classes, pervious and impervious. For more detail on how to modify and create a classification schema, please watch the classification schema and training samples video.
Next, select an output location and then select the reference dataset. Next step is train. Here you specify how many number of classes you want. It's always better to keep it higher than your final desired class number. We are going with 9. As you hit next, it will take you to the classify option. We are going with everything given here, and when you hit run, it will give you a preview of your classified image. If needed, you can go back and adjust the number of classes or modify other parameters. Within this Assign Classes window, we have the default schema. You can right-click on each of them and select to remove the class. Now that we have deleted all the existing classes from the default schema, we will start creating our own. Click on this plus sign. First one is pervious. I will go with the value of 20. I will select this green color and click OK. Next, we'll create the impervious class. We will classify all the paved surfaces, building tops, roads under this impervious class, and vegetation, water body, grassland areas under the pervious one. Once you have created these classes, first thing is to save this. It will be saved as .ecs file. Next, we will be assigning each of these 9 classes in the image into one of those two final classes. For the class assignment, you should consult all available data to be certain that you are selecting the right class for the right surface. Here I'll be using this original RGB data for my reference. I will start with the impervious surface. Select the class, then select this Assign button here. And now inside the image, I will click on this surface as I know for sure that this is the top of a building. Similarly, I know that this is a road. So I'm going to select that as an impervious as well. Now here you can see that both 5 and 8 classes have been marked as impervious. And inside the image, you can also see that they have been grouped together into one class. Similarly, I can select the pervious class, select the Assign button. This one I know is a water body, so I'm going to select that. Similar to the impervious one, as I keep selecting different parts of the image as pervious, inside the image symbology, those classes have been grouped together as pervious. Here, I have finished assigning classes, and you can see that within this classified image symbology, we only have now 2 classes, pervious and impervious. If we compare this final classified image with the original RGB, you will see that most buildings, roads, and paved surfaces have been separated
from vegetation, grassland, and water bodies. If you want to calculate the accuracy of your classified image, please watch our video tutorial on accuracy of image classification with confusion matrix.
To recap, we discussed here what is unsupervised classification and how to use the classification wizard to create a classified image. Now remember, this is a useful method for classification, but it can be applied only when the classes can be separated by their spectral properties only. I think this is a great stopping point. This has been TESSEL-BYTES, where we serve you GIS in small bites. Thank you for watching, and please be sure to visit us at www.tessellations.us. Also, subscribe and ring that bell.